You guys are joining me on my 3-day fast here while I camp. I am in the middle of my second day. Finished up my first day this morning after breakfast time. I had the last meal was a smoothie yesterday morning for breakfast. And how I felt on my first day, I wasn't hungry at all. I was amazed. And I really think being out in nature has something to do with that. Being amongst the trees and the ground, on the ground, I'm sensitive to energy, so I feel the earth. I've been walking and hiking barefoot today, so I am getting energy from the earth, and believe it or not, you can survive on energy for a while instead of food. So join me for this next bit of the fast, and it's going to be fun. Tomorrow morning I have a little bit of a lightweight detox headache this evening. It started about an hour and a half ago, and actually it kind of went away after lying down on the grass underneath a tree. So I just went through it a little bit. That is detoxing all the toxins that we get in our bodies from food, from the environment, from the water, just daily living. And what fasting does is it clears that stuff out. It's like rebooting the computer. It is so wonderful for the system. This is the first time I do a 3-day water fast. And I just did a fast in Egypt about last month. Actually, yeah, a month ago. And I did 3 days and had a parsley tea the first day, which is great for detoxing. And I felt wonderful afterwards. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to sleep through the night and then off into our next day tomorrow, into the second and third day. I just got back from Egypt a couple of weeks ago, where I was there with some healing friends, and it was so amazing. We were traveling the mysteries of ancient Egypt and doing our best to uncover them. And you'll see in the description texts that I found on Edgar Cayce, he was called the sleeping prophet back in the day. I believe he was in the 30s and 40s or 50s, and he healed thousands of patients as he went into trance. That's why they called him the sleeping prophet. And he was able to tap into the patient's energy fields, higher self, to find out what was wrong with them, and then he was able to give them protocol of what they needed to heal themselves. And he healed thousands of people. He also tapped into things like ancient Egypt, Atlantis, and for those of you who will read some of these texts, it might resonate with you. It did with me, and that's why I was off on a fabulous journey in Egypt. So it was wonderful. And what it did for me there was it unlocked something in me. We did something by the Sphinx that sent me reeling and off into the King's Chamber of the Great Pyramid. We had an amazing experience where 7 of us were going to go up into the King's Chamber, and on the way up, one of the gals, her body froze, got paralyzed, and she said, "I have to get out now." So she and her husband got out, and the rest of us felt like we needed to go up into it. And we were following a long line of tourists. And so we got there right when they were closing for lunch, for prayer, and getting out for a bit. And we got up there, and the guard was chasing everyone out for lunch. And we hid in the corner and kind of just closed our eyes. And he came over to our group, and then he saw me, and he recognized me from 9 days prior. And he gave me a big hug, and he says, "Okay, you guys can stay." So we stayed there, and he kept a couple also who he was helping take pictures there. And then all of a sudden, one of our gals started to sing, and then we all started to sing. And it was so beautiful, and we were reaching so many beautiful frequencies. There were 7 of us then, which is a magic number. And all of a sudden we saw Jeremy run back up into the King's Chamber after leaving Hara with the guide out front. He ran back up, and he said as soon as he touched the sarcophagus, which is where we were all around, He said he saw a beam of white light shoot up. Now he never sees anything. He's the most skeptic of all skeptics. And he saw something. I didn't see it, but I felt it in a big way. And I'll put the clip in now, and you might be able to feel it too. He is with us.
Finished. Good luck.
So something happened while we were there. It happened to all of us. So there's been a shift. I feel a shift happening for all of humanity right now. I feel our consciousness is evolving. It's getting higher. And with each equinox, we feel this huge wave of energy come in. It helps those advance in their evolution and consciousness. They feel more awake. They feel less connected to the 3D world, which is paying bills and being able to stand a job that you don't like. So a lot of people are quitting their jobs. They're losing their jobs. They're losing their homes. They're losing their old lives. So they get kicked onto their new path. And that's what happened to me a couple of years ago. I got kicked onto my new path, which is traveling and connecting with specific points in the world and people, and sharing that experience with you guys. So, and come along for the ride with me. I'm going to introduce you to some of my geese friends here at the lake. I've been loving just relaxing here, closing my eyes underneath the trees, on the grass, take off my shoes and socks because that's great grounding and earthing. It resets the system and it's so good for you. So I want to share with you this powerful experience that I had in Egypt. Under a specific set of serendipitous events, I met this bizarre shop owner when I was looking to buy a copper pot. And I asked him where Thoth Mountain was in this area, and he didn't know, but he said he'd help me find it. So he had closed up shop. He said, I have a motorcycle, we can go. I said, I have a motorcycle too, let's go. And off we went in search of Thoth Mountain. And his cousin happened to live in the village where this was. His cousin didn't hear about it, didn't know the name was Thoth Mountain, but he had been to the temple ruins at the top of this mountain, the tallest mountain in Luxor. Our geese friends are having fun. And he had been up there 10 times, so he took me up there. And when I got back from that amazing day, I went back to my buddy's place and I met his mother. She only spoke Arabic. And she told her son that I was in a dream of hers the night before. She recognized my eyes and my smile. And this happened to me a few times while I was there in Luxor. Just a magical journey. People recognized me, which always has me ask bigger questions. You know, what is really going on? You know, if you believe that we have a soul, if you believe that we've lived before. I do, because I've had experiences where I have actually flashed on a memory of where I recognized the person from the past. I mean, beyond this lifetime. So I believe in that stuff. And anyway, I got back and we had tea by the Nile, my buddy. And he called his friend. He said, oh my gosh, you have to meet my new friend Nicole. She's into this healing stuff. You would love her. So he came over and he said, did you tell her the secret? And he said, no. Why didn't you tell her the secret? So he pulled out this box and showed me this very special treasure that he had. It is a lotus, and he felt that I should have it, or at least borrow it for the work that I was doing in Egypt. And he's letting me borrow it for a year. I'm returning next year. And wouldn't you know that my healing website is called My Lotus Rising, which to me means my consciousness rising. So I thought that was pretty amazing. I made a crazy decision to get breast implants when I was 25. I don't know, sometimes we're encouraged to do things because it's a life lesson. For me, that life lesson is about beauty and standing in your own beauty, discovering what that truly is. And for me, it is obviously not plastic surgery. So I had to learn this lesson over a long period of time. 5 years ago, I made a decision and I said out loud, I want people to feel my heart energy better. And the next day, I found myself in a motorcycle accident. I was supermaning down Fairfax Boulevard, watching the asphalt go past my helmet, popped up, and after that accident, which I just popped a collarbone, I found that I had ruptured my implants, which was a great news because that meant that insurance could pay for the removal of my breast implants. I wanted that stuff out of me. It is toxic. For anyone considering this, please do your research. The doctors don't tell you the reality. The whole big business of healthcare doesn't tell you the reality. The reality is women get very sick with this toxic plastic inside their bodies. People get fibromyalgia. Their breast tissue hardens and encapsulates the implant because it's trying to get rid of it. It means that this is not right. I believe no foreign matter should be in your body. Your body is a vessel. So I found a great plastic surgeon and I had him remove everything. And he asked me if I wanted to put new implants in. I said no. But he said, I want you to be beautiful. This is the sickness of this industry, you guys. We are beautiful. From the moment we are born, all of us, every single one of us is beautiful beyond belief. And we have to believe that. We can't listen to others who say we are not. So it's time for us to shine. Even though I'm having to stand in deformed breasts that I have created because of my decision, I am wearing them proudly because I am taking my own beauty back. And it is very powerful for me. I'm stealth camping because I wanted to be away from people, away from a campground. And I wanted to be immersed in nature, to hear the bird calls and all the little creatures around me at night. It's been wonderful. So I'm launching into my third day of my fast, and I feel really good this morning. I'm not hungry at all. The headache has dissipated, and that feels pretty good. So let's see what we can find today. I'm going to take you around my surroundings. You may have heard that little woodpecker just now. This 3-day fast in nature without electronics, books, even a journal to write down things, insights or what have you, is very much like a vision quest, a mini vision quest. I actually did a vision quest, a 30-day vision quest back in December of 2017, and I was on a fast. It was a 17-day fast on the Master Cleanse diet, which is a lemonade. It is pure lemon squeezed into filtered water, adding some grade B syrup and cayenne pepper. And I lived on that for 17 days. And what that did for me at the very end of it was it absolutely cleaned me out, amazingly reset my system. All the organs are reset after cleansing the toxicity out for that length of time. And my body started craving just raw foods, just pure, raw, whole foods. I've actually been drawn to the raw foods diet for the past 3 years, and I've flirted with it on and off again, but I've always remained true to whole foods, very limited processed, if any. And that has been my diet of choice. It's a diet lifestyle. It's nothing to lose weight. I can't afford to lose weight right now because I'm at a very good body weight. I've lost a little bit on this 3-day fast, but it will come back on adopting this whole foods diet. The one thing that happens while you are on a cleanse, on a fast, is you will go through a period of fantasizing about foods that your body wants. And after the last fast of 17 days, I was fantasizing about raw foods so much that I got a dehydrator, an Excalibur, and it was absolutely amazing. So I've learned how to make wraps and wonderful dehydrated foods that maintain the nutrients and the raw, beautiful elements that are maintained in nature. You only cook it at a very, very low temperature, which maintains that beautiful nutrients in it. I'm halfway through my 3rd day on this fast, and earlier this morning, I felt a little lightheaded, but as I went through my day, so I walked on some trails as well as rested by the lake, and I felt my body get charged, and I've had no appetite later for the rest of this day, a little bit into the later morning, a little bit of an appetite, but right now I feel really pretty good. I feel strong as I walked over to this stand of beautiful eucalyptus trees, and I found some bamboo that I love so much. So it has been a wonderful, wonderful experience this time. The last fast I did was in Egypt a month ago, and I was in Cairo, and in the density of the city, I was weak and I was a lot hungrier during that time. So I really feel that says a lot about staying in nature while you fast. You can charge from the energy of the trees and grounding on the earth. So that's been a huge benefit here this time to make it a lot easier. I'm looking forward to my first juice in the morning. I'm gonna go to Whole Foods and get me some fresh squeezed juice and some maybe vegetable broth, bone broth. We will see. My body is craving bone broth. So I listen to my body. I've been a vegan, vegetarian much of the time. If someone gifts me some meat when I'm in a foreign land, I accept it from the heart. It is a gift. They made it with their own hands. I accept it, I bless it, and I eat it. And I share the gift with the other person who gave it to me. So that's my take on food. Check in with your body. Everyone is on a different program. There is no one blanket diet lifestyle for all people. My son is still a meat eater, and he is enjoying the meat. And we buy only, sustainable, grass-fed. The animals have been treated humanely, and that's what we want to see, because you are ingesting that energy. However they were killed for your consumption, you are ingesting that energy into your body, and it affects you. It really affects you. So if you're still eating meat, enjoy the process, bless it, thank the animals for this, and try to find humane meat to consume. All right, and now we are going to relax for the rest of the day, get a good night's sleep, and check in with you in the morning. Just finished the 3rd day of my fast. Just climbed a big hill. I have enough energy to backpack out of here. It's only less than a mile. This fast in nature was a big success. Now I'm headed to Whole Foods to get some freshly squeezed orange juice. It's interesting, the first day and a half was detoxing. The first night sleeping, I had bad dreams. So when the detoxing comes out of you, so do deep emotional issues that need healing. And that's what you work through. You just sit through whatever fear shows up for you. It showed up for me in dreams, but I took it on, I battled it out, literally, and it melted away. And so the next 2 nights' dreams were much better. So, big success. Let's go grab some juice. Yeah, baby, finishing up with doctor's order from Whole Foods. We have spinach, celery, cucumber, apple, lemon, and ginger. Happy fasting.